Welcome everybody, it's Jav here from Medieval Mirage. Welcome. Today is the 22nd of November 2024. Thanks to a comment left for me for a tutorial on color correction. And the lovely Sass, hi Sass, actually said that the printer that she was using doesn't have the features that I do. And so I'm so grateful to you, Sass, for bringing this to my attention because that is something so important that I absolutely forgot. So why is this so important to learn about your print driver software and why you should download it? And you will see why as this tutorial progresses. But you've already spent the money and investment to put into your printer. And depending on how you're using your printer, if you're using it to make things with, you want to have the best quality every time. And if you run into any issues, you know how to go about fixing those issues so that you're not feeling let down by your printer not performing properly. The colors might be oversaturated, they don't look right. You're having trouble with your paper settings, they're just not matching up. So having these features is going to help you really streamline any issues that you have in the future, and it will also give you the power to watch other tutorials like the ones that I have. Part 1 and part 2 already are available and linked below. You can look them up, follow along, because you'll have the full range or the full house of what is offered by your printer's manufacturer. Now it's true I'm using Epson, but this principle is the same for any other printer company's one that you've purchased, whether it be Canon, HP, or anything else like that. I hope this is going to help you see why it's worth your efforts to download these because you've already invested the money in this printer. This is a free download that they're going to provide for you, so why not give it a go? So what I would recommend, if you want to understand what I'm talking about, I will have 2 videos linked below. It's worth checking them out so that you know where I'm coming from, because this is sort of like part 3. But it's a follow-up to part 2, if that makes sense. It's about color correction. So anyway, let me just get into it so I can show you what I'm talking about. So all I'm doing, I'm on a desktop, Windows 11. It might look a little bit different for Mac users. If that's the case, just look at what I'm doing and then follow the principles on your computer. But anyway, we're going to just click on this. So I've got my mouse here. I'm right clicking and it's giving me a dialog box, and I just go here to print. All right, so this is what I've got. Now, I want you to check out this. This is really important. Let's just do that there. Okay. This is really important. Now you'll see I've got all these kind of options that have been devices that have been attached to my computer. Now you're going to notice that it's almost duplicated. Now the Canon series is a little bit different because it's plugged into my computer, whereas the others are actually through our Wi-Fi. So that's why we've got network, blah, blah, blah. It's a tongue twister. Network for those 3. Okay, but there's not the word network next to the others. This is my husband's redundant printer. That's why they're there. It still does the print. In other words, a document worded print, but it cannot do pictures anymore. It's like a GT stripe. So we had to replace it with this one, the ET2850. I've also got the 8500 one as well, and that is not plugged into my computer. It's actually on the network. What I mean by that, the Wi-Fi. So that could be one of the reasons why you may be having trouble garnering all the bells and whistles. And I'll show you in what I mean in just a minute. So you can see these here are just the series. When you're on the network or you have downloaded the software from the company you're purchasing your computer from, be it Epson, Canon, HP, I don't know what else is out there. If you're connecting it, if you've plugged it in to your computer, you may just get the basics on how to run your printer. However, if you go to the manufacturer, like Epson, say for example, and you download the software for, say, we're pretending we've just purchased this, ET2700. If you do that, then you're kind of connecting yourself also to the internet as well, which kind of is the network. But not only that, it means that you will be getting more of the entire scope of your printer setting. Now, I think what happens, because we've got two, we've got this one here, series network, and then we've got this one here with no network. So I think this one that I've highlighted blue, if you can see that, that one right there is actually the bare basics of the printer. Because if you don't, download the software from Epson, you will just get the bare minimum. So the only way to go and get the software is to go into Epson, type in the name and number of the printer that you've purchased, and then download software from there. Now with this one, it says network. So what that means is we downloaded the entire suite, you could say, which is free, by the way. If you've purchased it, you can freely download it. It's safe. It gives you the software. You download that, you follow all the steps, and you should be able to then have the full range of settings available to you. So I've got a feeling that's what's missing for you, dear Sass. But I'm grateful that you mentioned it because I meant to actually share that. That was what had happened to me when we first got the one that's now redundant, the ET2700. That's what happened to us. So my husband had downloaded it onto his computer, the actual software, but I didn't. And so therefore I just had the bare minimum. I just had the basics and couldn't control anything. Whereas if I wanted the full control, I would have to go to my husband's computer and use it. So that's the big difference. So they do provide you with settings, but they're the bare minimum. And we'll look at that in just a moment. So let's look at the full range first. You'll be familiar with this if you've been following me along. Okay, so let's go into our options. Sharpen for printing. Sometimes it's good to just keep it on. Sometimes I don't. It just depends which printer I'm using. My 8500 is pretty good, so I usually have it off for that setting. But because this is a newer printer, but it's not as fancy as the professional one, I usually have that ticked on. It does sort of improve the quality by sharpening. You don't need color management. It's printer properties that you need. All right, so we've got this full page here. Check it out. Wow, look at this, borderless. You can do all sorts of settings and stuff. So check it out and see what yours does and says. Then we have, of course, maintenance, and some of these are you can do manually, I think. All right, so this is where we want to play with our color. So notice here we have the options to play around with our colors, and we have the color circle. So if you want to know more about that, please, after you've watched this, go and check the links below in the description box. Just click the word more and it will open it up in the show notes. Okay, so we'll just cancel. So now let's go here to the Epson ET2850. So it's exactly the same as that series, but it's not on the network. In other words, this is a feature automatically given to you when you install a new printer. It'll just be picked up on your Wi-Fi or whatever, or if it's plugged in. If it's plugged into your computer, then that's what Epson or Canon or HP or whoever. I'm working with Epson, so it could be different for other printers. All printers are not created equal, which is very frustrating sometimes. But anyway, it's almost like you're learning a new language each time you get a new printer. But generally, they've got some similarities, but they might perform differently and so forth. Anyway, going back to this, Epson provides the bare minimum. That's what this is. So if you've got So check your printer settings. So you'll have just the series, and then you should have something on the network, or it could look a little bit different. It could be this one here. It could be in brackets. In other words, it's telling you that you have now the full range of everything, and you'll see what I mean in just a minute. So now if I click onto this, right, and go here, okay, so this is the papers it's offering me. All right, if we go back to the other one, all right, look at the papers it's offering me. All right, so you've got plain paper, you've got gloss, ultra premium, premium photo paper gloss, premium photo paper semi gloss, presentation matte paper, premium presentation matte paper. Okay, so these are pretty much similar. I usually just choose that one. Yeah. All right, so that's the full range. Now, if I go to the other one and go to the bare minimum, look what I've got now. Photo paper, glossy paper, photo paper semi-gloss, photo paper high gloss. Okay, so maybe that's a little bit different. I don't know. Maybe that might be helpful. Who knows? But if I go into my options, wait for it. Look at that. That's all I've got. I can do portrait, landscape. That's just if you want to print on both sides. Page order. Okay, but hang on. There's advance. And so I can do grayscale monochrome, that's all. Okay, so I can turn that printing borderless on and off. You've got scaling if you want scaling. And I guess you can change your papers. So, but it's still very, very minimal. If you're going to be using this setting, make sure you take a screenshot of your computer screen or a photo or whatever, just to see what changes you've made, or write it down. just in case you're not happy with the settings, so that you can go back and fix it. Okay. So now, that's all you've got, advanced and paper quality. Okay, let's have a look at color. So it's only giving you either black and white or color. That's it. Then it's giving you the same papers again. And that's it. So it's either saying, do you want black or white, or do you want color? So there's the layout, there's the paper quality, and there's your advanced. It is absolutely minimalistic. All right, it's not comprehensive. Cancel. So is that what yours was looking like, Sass? Is that what you were seeing? So what I would recommend, if that's what you're seeing and you're not seeing this, you're not seeing this, if you're not seeing this and this, okay, you're not seeing any of those and that, you know why. You know because you are now only using the bare minimum that Etsy, great, ET, I guess, ET go home. Yeah, Epson 2850 series. So it's, in other words, you're just getting the bare minimum of your printing controls. If you download the software onto your device or your computer, you should be able, it should enable, right? It should enable your advanced settings, your full house settings of lots of options. So I hope that is helpful. I'm sure there's YouTube tutorials out there on how to download. Like if you went into Epson, I think they've got a YouTube, see about how to print software, download the software onto your computer, and then just follow the prompts once it's downloaded. As I said, it's pretty safe to do it that way. When you install your printer, Epson just gives you the bare basics for your controls. All right, so now you know why you need to go into the company that your printer has been made by. So if you're using, like I think SAS, you were saying was at ET3800, you go into Epson, type that in, download it, follow the prompts, let the computer take on board all the prompts, and you should be able to then have two options. One, so this is the bare basics. This is the full house of controls, because that's the downloaded software. This is just the bare minimum. Okay, so I hope that's helped you guys out and answered some of those questions, because it's really important to understand what's going on with your printer and also to recognize what's available. You have spent money on your inkjet printer. Why not go and get the free software for it? Why limit your possibilities and getting the best out of your printer by just getting the bare minimum that they provide? They also provide a full house of the full array that they provide for you to get really into your controls and get the best prints every time. Thank you, Sass, for bringing this to my attention. I totally, absolutely forgot it, but this is really important. You've already paid for it. Go get what you've paid for. Make sure you go to the right people to download from, and you should be able to do that nice and safe. And you should be able to then have a double collection. All right, so there's 3 here and 3 above. You should have 2 options, and you don't want these guys anymore. You want the full house of options. Hey everybody, this is going to be slotted into part of this video. Okay, so I typed in Epson download drivers. Okay, and that's in Australia, so it'll be different for every country that you're in. Looking for the latest drivers and software. So sometimes if you're not updating your printer often, it will be backdated, and that could be another reason why you don't have the full range. So for those of you that do want to have full control of your printer so that you can change your colors if they're oversaturated or undersaturated, then this is the way to go about it. So I'm not going to be downloading anything, but I'm just going to show you what you have to do. So type in Epson download drivers, and this is the one you want. Now, as I said before, it'll be different for everyone in the country that they're in, whether you're in Europe or America or the UK, it'll be the same for all of you. So, yeah. Okay, so now I'm in here, and this is where the setup is. So you want to go to either this one, the EcoTank inkjet printers. So this is the range that they have available for you. And then we have this one, the EcoTank multifunction printers. Now, I can't remember what you said, Sass. Were you ET3800? So that's for the sake of Sass, I hope I haven't let you down here, but or I've forgotten. But anyway, there it is. So all you need to do is pick what your printer is and your software. So it even deals with Mac all along here. And then your Windows. It even goes back to XP and Vista. Wow. Even 95. Wow. Anyway, so that's what you would need to know. You need to know the printer, the number of the printer, and what software your computer uses, and yeah, and away you go. So you would only need to follow the prompts. Product setup and online guide. You can click that down. Support videos, there you go. It can show you what to do. And then troubleshooting and manuals and tips. And then pick which one is best for you. This is ours at the moment, 2850. That's what we've got. And we're Windows 11. So I think it would be this one here, print driver. So if I go back, because that's what you want the printer driver. So if I go back for you, Saz, I'm not sure what Windows you use, but you would just pick the one, or if you're into Mac. But if I click on this, there we go, printer driver. And it tells you everything that you need to know about your particular software. So there's Windows 11 there, but it also has the others, and you would just need to click there. I don't want to do that because I'm scared it's going to try to download something onto my computer, and I don't want to do that because it'll mess up my computer. But I hope that's going to be helpful to all of you. So we'll run down through this. This used to be my husband's one. This is the one. Oops, we don't have that. We have this one. If I'm right, I think that could be Sass's one, ET3800. Okay. And I have 8500. That's the one I've got now as well. And there's the driver there. Okay, so that's what you're looking for. You're looking for the print driver. Okay, everybody? So it says driver. You just got to go down to print driver. So I'll take a screenshot of that and make sure we enlarge it for you. So hopefully that is going to help you. Now, if you've got a Mac, and I don't even know anything about Macs, but anyway, we'll go with this one here. There's your print driver if you've got a Mac. Now, maybe Sass has got a Mac. So I'm just going with the top one there. There's your print driver. Okay, so that's all you need, print driver. All right, so you'll click here and that will take you to where you need to start to download, and then you're just going to follow the prompts. Thank you, everybody. Okay, just in case you're wondering about this kit, you might have seen it before. I will link it below. If you're wondering, it's my Volume 2 Medieval Garden. And if that's your thing, it'll be linked below. You can check it out. And there's a slideshow presentation that I'll link below as well. So if you want to know about how to use your printers and get the best out of them, I will have them linked below, and I'll try and have a playlist linked below there so you can watch them one after the other. It's really worth your while getting to know this, because if you're going to be doing journal crafting and you're buying kits, you're investing, you're making an investment, you've made an investment in the digitals, the paper, the ink, the actual printer itself, your time, your energy. It's so worth knowing how to get the best quality every time. And in my last video of this series, I might add more to it as we go along, just in case you guys have issues that I can address. Always leave them in the comment below, and I'll see if I can get back to you on them. So my next one in the series is going to be paper settings on your printer. It's also going to be showing you the best papers that I've discovered for your printing. So stay tuned for that. Have your notification bells on. And if you're new, welcome. It's lovely to have you join us. Thank you so much. And please subscribe. And thank you to all my beautiful subbies for your beautiful support. You guys are beautiful. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll see you later. Bye.